Well, we're kicked off in the Betfred Challenge Cup. We're up and running in the Betfred Super League, and this week it is all about this. We're in Hull, where our treble winners, Hull Kingston Rovers, are taking on the Brisbane Broncos, the NRL champions, for the title of World Club champions. It is the Betfred World Club Challenge. Yeah, it's Betfred World Club Challenge Week. The best of the best, the NRL champions, the Brisbane Broncos, coming over to play our very own Betfred Super League winners, Hull KR. Alongside me now, Willie Peters, the Hull KR boss. Willie, I suppose you started thinking about this the moment that you lifted that Super League trophy at Old Trafford in October.
Yeah, I remember after the game, I was in the sheds, and then someone mentioned about the World Club Challenge, and I forgot about it until then. And then it was, wow, what a great opportunity to be able to play against the Brisbane Broncos. So obviously a long time coming. We've looked forward to this game for a while, and looking forward to not only doing East Hull proud, but the whole British game proud, because that's who we're representing.
You went on such a journey last season, obviously lifted all 3 trophies. Does this feel like almost the kind of continuation, the next step on that journey?
Oh, I hope so. Look, we've got an opportunity to, we're playing in this game because we've earned the right to. Obviously a highly successful 2025. We haven't started well in 26, but we've got an opportunity this week to be able to, show why we're able to play in this game and make sure, as I said before, that we do our community proud by making sure that we put in a KR performance, because that's what we're looking forward to do.
We should touch on Thursday night. You didn't have many bad nights last season. You started off with one this time around. How quickly have you been able to kind of put that to bed, address it in the ways that you need to, but then return focus to this week?
Yeah, I said after the game that we weren't going to skim over it, and we didn't do that. We addressed it today. We looked at it today and acknowledged the areas that we need to work on. But you need to move on now once you've done that, because it's a great opportunity Thursday playing against the best of the NRL. As I say, we need to make sure we get our learnings, but also be excited around the opportunity we've got that presents itself this week.
When these games come around, there's always talk about the quality of the NRL and the strength and what they're going to come across with. We know that Brisbane are going to come across and be a very good team, but how do you strike that balance between not being intimidated by that, not being overawed by it, but at the same time, treating it with respect?
Look, I think I said just previously around getting learnings from last Thursday night, and I think we can get some great learnings for how York approached that game. They approached it in a game that, I'm sure they respected what we did, but at the end of the day, they didn't care too much in terms of what we had achieved, because the way that they played was they believed they could go out and win. They just worked hard for each other for 80 minutes and found a way to win at the end, and I think we can take a little bit out of that. There's probably not too many people that'll give us a chance to win, especially after last week, but that's okay, because it's about what we know we're capable of, and making sure that we go back to playing a style that we know, or what works for us. And we didn't do that last week, but as I said, we can take some learnings from York and their approach towards us, and how we can approach this game on Thursday.
We should talk about where we're sat as well, because we're on the other side of the city to where we normally catch up. You've moved this game as a home game to the MKM Stadium. Was there a balance for you guys as well in terms of trying to maximise the crowd, maximise the opportunity for the club, but also keeping that kind of home advantage?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have the home advantage, there's no doubt. Obviously, we can get more people in here, and from what I understand, we would have run at a loss if we played at Craven Park. Ideally it'd be great to play there, but we're equally as happy to play here. We enjoy playing here. It's a great stadium to play at, really good atmosphere, and as I say, it's to be able to get more people in it, it deserves it.
And a sellout, it is going to be absolutely bouncing on Thursday night.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be loud. That's why I love playing at this. The players love playing at this stadium because of the atmosphere it brings, and I know Brisbane are going to bring a lot of neutral fans because people are going to want to watch them play. So there'll be. I'm sure there'll be a few going for Brisbane from the city, obviously from the other side, and that's okay.
You had a bit of a look at, obviously, some of these Brisbane players a lot closer up when you were in that Ashes camp with the Kangaroos. Have you sort of used a little bit of that inside information to assess what they're going to bring up against you at the weekend?
Oh, no, I mean, they're all world-class players. You don't have to, there's not too many secrets. You watch them play every week and you know what's coming. It's a matter of doing your best to stop it. So, look, we've got an approach. We respect Brisbane immensely, but we're not going to worry too much about what they can do. It's, I suppose, what we can do and what we can control, and that's what we can worry about. But they've certainly got class across the whole park. And if you worry about one person, someone else will get you. So, we're just going to make sure that we focus on us and our systems hold up. That's the key area for us.
And just focusing on the kind of recent history of this fixture, obviously you're a different side and you're against different opposition, but can you take anything, learn anything from the way that St Helens approached it, from the way that Wigan approached it when they lifted the trophy?
Look, I think what they did was they understood that it's not just their towns they're playing for something bigger. For us it's the British game. It's a good opportunity, or a great opportunity to be able to showcase what we have over here. It's a great product. Obviously NRL is the pinnacle, but we've got a great product here, and it's important that we make sure that we show that like they did. I mean, they end up getting the results, so it can be done, and we'll do our best on Thursday to replicate that. But as I said, it's mainly around making sure that we play a style that this game represents. That's a free flowing game. That's a game that's entertaining, and most of the time when you play over here, it's a physical game. So making sure that we do that.
Just finally, you've already made history, of course, as treble winners. What would it mean if you could complete the full set and make history on Thursday night?
Yeah, well, it's something the club's never done, and obviously to beat the Broncos, the best over there, would be huge for us, and something that the players and staff and the community would never forget. So, we're going to make sure, as I say, that we prepare right and give ourselves every chance by doing that, and we'll see where it takes us.
Well, Willie, thank you for joining us. Hull KR, they've already made history. They're already the treble winners. Thursday night, they go for the final piece in the puzzle.
History made. A treble won. A new name on the grand final trophy. Hull Kingston Rovers 2025 is unquestionably the year of the Robins.
So we've heard from Willie Peters. Let's stay inside the Hull KR camp ahead of the Betfred World Club Challenge. Alongside me now, Reece Martin. Reece, might be a strange environment for you, I guess, going into what is a final 2 weeks into the season, your biggest rival's ground as your home ground against NRL opposition, but what an opportunity.
Yeah, it is. It's good for us because we get to give it to the FC fans a little bit with all our branding around their stadium. So that's nice for us. But yeah, it is. It's a bit of a weird feeling, I guess, because it's one of the biggest games in the club's history, my career, most of the boys' careers, and then it's also nearly 6 months since we won the Super League trophy. So it is a little bit strange, but we've come off a really solid pre-season. Obviously, our first round game wasn't as planned as what we hoped it would be, but I definitely think we're going to take a lot of learnings out of that as a team. But it's game week now, and everyone's going to start getting excited.
You're obviously a player that's swapped competitions, swapped hemispheres, and come over and made it home and adapted. With kind of that experience, how do you feel that you guys can make this uncomfortable for Brisbane and a really difficult evening for them on Thursday?
Yeah, it's. I think it's just keeping the ball in play as long as we possibly can, using our conditions to our advantage, depending on what it's going to be on the night. But they're a great team. It's going to take the full game to break them down, no doubt. But yeah, I've been here for a couple of years now. NRL's changed so much since I played it. The game's changing and evolving over here as we speak, and it'll be interesting. I know for one that it's going to be a very fast-paced game. If it's going to be rainy or wet, it's going to be fast through the middle. There's going to be all the big boys going at it through the middle of the field, or if it's a bit drier and a bit not slicker, sorry. The ball's dry and there's no rain. Definitely both teams are going to throw the ball around, and we'll see some great attack, no doubt. But it's a massive occasion for the city, and I think it's something exciting to be a part of.
I know you've played in a lot of big games, but as a group now as well, having gone through that process of last season, winning, a cup final, the grand final, I guess this big game week, the kind of cup final week atmosphere and routine and process, you're very used to it now.
Yeah, I think going back 2 seasons now, where the team went to a grand final, went to a Challenge Cup final, but didn't get the trophies on those occasions. But going into those, for me, coming new into Hull KR last season, going into those big games, you could definitely see and feel the confidence of the boys, not being overwhelmed by the occasion, but being very clear in their roles. So it definitely does help the experience. You definitely have your learns, and the boys learnt their lessons a few years ago. So we know what's at stake here, but we can't do it by ourselves. We got to work as a team, and we got to stick to what the game plan's going to be on the night, and trust in everything that we've done leading into this.
Just lastly, you've come over here and won everything there is to win. This is the final kind of piece of that puzzle. What would it mean to you personally to be standing there as world champions on Thursday night?
Yeah, it'll be very special. I think when we won the Super League last year, kind of ticked the box with all the sacrifices and everything, leaving Australia, moving over here and taking the leap to come play in the Super League. It kind of made it all worthwhile. But this, I think, as a career highlight, as something to be very proud of, something to look back on, something to be walk around Hull and in the Super League. I think it's probably going to top that in terms of how much it means to Hull City and to the club itself. So yeah, I think for me it's just sharing this moment with everyone that it means so much with and so much for. So yeah, it'll be incredible to walk away with the trophy, but we've got a massive game ahead of us. We've got a couple of days of preparation ahead of us. So yeah, I think that's definitely what I'm feeling. What's the word? When you visualise it and manifest it. That's the word. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. And Thursday night, hopefully, we can then celebrate and relax a little bit. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Well, Reece, best of luck. We're all behind you mostly. I think there's a black and white side of this city that are Brisbane Broncos fans for the weekend. But other than that, we'd all love to see you bring it home on Thursday night. We've heard from Hull KR. They're going for their 4th trophy in what has been a remarkable 12 months. Let's take a step inside the Brisbane Broncos camp. The NRL champions making their way over from Australia. With me now, Cory Jensen. Cory, firstly, fantastic to have you with us. Great to get you guys over for this game. Obviously, we missed it last season. How big is it for you guys to come over here and have the opportunity to play to be world champions?
Yeah, I think it's an awesome opportunity to be able to come over here. Like you said, it's a wonderful spectacle to have sort of the winners of the NRL competition and the winners of the Super League competition be able to come together and showcase what we're sort of been building as both squads. It's been awesome, and like I said, been over here for a week and a bit now, and we're loving the opportunity to be over here and sort of showcase how we play as a rugby league side.
There was some parallels last season between the two clubs that had been on a journey for a couple of years and almost finally cracked it, if you like, to win grand finals. It should be a real spectacle of a game.
Yeah, like as you said, we're probably both sides have been, like you said, building towards what we were able to achieve last year, and watched a fair bit of the Super League, and obviously Hull KR had a wonderful season there last year, and they play a very entertaining brand of football, so we know what we're sort of coming up against, and we like to play our own sort of game of football, that how we play as well. So we're really looking forward to the opportunity to go out on Thursday night, and obviously in a different climate to what we're used to, but to be able to come over here and showcase our rugby league is something that we're all looking forward to.
Yeah, how much adapting is there to do? You mentioned the climate. You're also going to be in a cauldron where probably 99% of the supporters, are rooting for the other team, and it will be quite loud and atmospheric in there. How much can you kind of drown those conditions and those atmospheres out?
I think it's just something you have to embrace. We obviously understand that both teams have to play in the conditions, and like you said, we're playing in a stadium that's probably going to be majority Hull KR supporters. So it's something that we're really looking forward to. We just want to go out there and try and get better in the way we're playing. We got a very similar squad to what played last year, so to build off the back of what we were able to achieve last year, and had a really good pre-season, and it's going to be our first sort of hit out for the year. So to be able to have a hit out against the champions of the Super League, it's something we're excited about.
We say it'll be the majority Hull KR fans. It will. I don't know how much you know about rugby league in Hull, but for 1 week only, you might just have a supporter group from the black and white side of the city. Have you had many kind of people coming up to you, messages about, the temporary Brisbane Broncos fans this weekend?
No, I haven't, but I have heard of the rivalry between the two Hull sides, and so it'd be nice to have a few of the Hull FC supporters on our side. But no, I'm just looking forward to the spectacle. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, and I know how much rugby league's loved over on this side of the world, and it'd be good to go out there and just put on a great game, great performance. I know both teams will be very looking forward to the opportunity to go out there and perform well for their respective codes.
Is there a little bit of added pressure for you guys in that trophy's been in England for a few years? Is there kind of more of a directive for you guys to come out here and bring it back?
I don't think so. I think it's more just the opportunity that we're trying to build. Us as a squad, it's a relatively young squad, and it's one, like you said before, that's been building for a couple of years now, and we're trying to find the identity of the Broncos, and we're building towards that, and we know the foundations and how we want to play, and we're looking forward to growing that and being better at that in 2026. And like I said before, it's a great opportunity to come over here and sort of kick off our season. We obviously haven't played any trial games, so it'll be the first of the year, and to be able to do it against a quality side like Hull, it's something that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, you mentioned that. It's a bit of a strange thing, isn't it? Your first competitive game of the year, essentially being a cup final, silverware on the line, and with all of the travelling and the things that you've got to adapt to, as we mentioned earlier. How kind of sharp do you guys feel in terms of your match sharpness coming into this game?
Oh, it's obviously hard to tell. We haven't played a game. Like I said before, it's been beneficial to have a similar squad to what we had there last year, so we weren't really starting from scratch for anything. We're able to build off what we were last year, and the players know each other, and we know the brand of footy that we like playing. So it was a lot of the pre-season was emphasis of building, and we were able to come in and hit the ground running from day one, and we have a lot of game-like training sessions, so we feel that we're ready for it. And I guess it'll be showing on Thursday night how ready we are, but it's no better way, I think, to kick the year off than a physical game, and it'll put us in good stead for the year as well.
Well, Cory, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Thursday night, the Brisbane Broncos are in town, and they are fighting for the title of World Champions. We're going to stay with the Brisbane Broncos for the time being, alongside me, Adam Reynolds. Firstly, welcome. Great to have you with us. I know you've played in this fixture before in 2015. How excited are you to get back over and have another crack?
Yeah, extremely excited. It's a unique position, obviously, to find yourself across the other side of the world playing in a World Club Challenge. Not too many teams get to do that, and still pinching myself I get to do it for a second time.
There's a real sort of buzz over here, certainly, that this game's happening in Hull. It's such a vibrant rugby league town. They're so passionate over here. Have you had conversations about what the atmosphere might be like on Thursday night and how you guys can kind of embrace that?
Yeah, we've had chats about it. I mean, it's one thing having a chat about it, and the other getting out here and experiencing it. So, some of us have experienced the English crowd, but for a number of our guys, it'll be the first. So, I mean, it builds a bit of excitement amongst the group, and it'll be an experience for those boys who obviously haven't been in front of an English crowd before.
This competition means a lot on this hemisphere. What does it mean to you guys, the opportunity to come over here and be world champions?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's another trophy up for grabs, and we want to win trophies as players, as club. As individuals, we obviously want to. Any time there's an opportunity to win a trophy, you want to grab it with both hands, and to call yourself world champions. There's not too many players on both sides of the world that get to do that. So it's an exciting opportunity for us as a team, as a club, and one we're looking forward to.
There's some similarities between yourself and the Hull KR in terms of two clubs that have been building for a couple of years to go and win your respective grand finals. Is there a sense for you guys that this is sort of the next step in what could be a real dynasty, a real era of success for Brisbane?
Yeah, I mean, it's another opportunity for us to, get better. I still think there's a lot of growth in this team, and we've had a really good pre-season working on all the fundamentals and, just trying to get ourselves in the best shape possible. That's our only trial, before we go back home and start our competition. So, we want to obviously get the job done here, take a lot of confidence out of this, and get back home and hit the ground running.
Well, thank you for joining us. Great to have you with us. Brisbane Broncos ready to fight for the World Championship on Thursday night.
Hokea deliver the 2025 Betfred Challenge Cup. It took them to the very last moments, but they came up with the goods.
We've heard from the Broncos. Let's step back inside to the Hull KR camp alongside me now, Captain Elliot Minchella. Elliot, we've had a lot of conversations before big games over the years. Where does this one rank?
Yeah, it's right up there for me. I guess this is a sort of reward after what we've achieved, last year. And yeah, very exciting. Very privileged position to be in, playing against Australia's best, and really excited. Really looking forward to it. And yeah, I think it's going to be great for the club, great for the city, and obviously great for Super League too.
You've been on such a journey. We've seen you fall short in that Challenge Cup final, in playoffs over the years. Last year, you managed to kind of put all of that right. This, I don't want to say it's a bonus, but this feels like a real opportunity to kind of consolidate everything you did last year and really cap it off.
I guess so, yeah. I guess it's look, it's a one-off game. It's a complete, it's an individual game. It's one on its own. It's not a regular season one. It's a final. So it's exciting. But yeah, this would be sort of the icing on top of the cake, if you like. But yeah, it's a strange one. It's going from last year. It's a new season, but you're kind of playing a game because of last year, if that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting, but it's unique, very unique for me. I've never been involved in one, so just trying to embrace it, take it all in, and yeah, hopefully we come out on the winning side.
And a strange thing to be playing for silverware, sort of your second competitive game, third competitive game of the season, but has that affected pre-season? Has that affected the last couple of weeks with this on the horizon?
I'm not too sure. I think I'd be lying if I said yeah. And then sort of obviously we had a result on Thursday which we're not proud of, and and there's no excuse for it. And there's no sort of one eye on this game. We got beat fair and square. So yeah, we're not making excuses for that. We weren't good enough, and the best team won on the night. And yeah, we're hurting, and we need to be better. And I'm sure we will be on Thursday.
You must be expecting sort of test match intensity on Thursday. That's what these games have been in the last few years, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. This is the best against the best, and the speed of the game will be quick, and but also the skill. The highest levels of skill as well. So it's going to take a hell of a lot from us, and a massive effort from 1 to 17. And yeah, we know what's in front of us. We understand the task that's ahead, and in the mountain, really, if you like, and ready to go after it.
You should treat Brisbane with respect. They are, obviously one of the best teams in the world. But also, has there been an element of you guys almost saying, "Well, hang on, so are we. We have every right to be here, and we can compete with them on a big stage."
Yeah, well, we have our own beliefs and aspirations, if you like, and yeah, we know what we can do. But I guess any game is about nullifying the opposition and obviously coming out on top in what you're good at too. So it's no different to this week. It's about recognising what Brisbane are good at, but also what their weaknesses might be, and obviously on the flip side, making sure that we're the best that we can be, 1 to 17, and obviously put our best foot forward and play our best style of rugby. And yeah, that's what it's going to need across the board. Everybody to have 8s, 9s, 10 out of 10 performances if we're going to be successful.
How odd is it going to be playing at this place and it being mostly on your side for a change?
Very strange, actually. Even just coming in and seeing sort of the signs up and the red colours everywhere. It's a bit odd, to be honest. Normally when I'm around here, there's people shouting and bawling and getting some abuse. So it's quite nice today to come and to be around here. But yeah, I think for the game to be held in Hull is massive, and it makes sense for it to be here. Obviously, a bigger stadium, more people can come and watch. More of our fans can be here, and obviously other fans from across England as well. So to get more people in the stadium it makes sense to me, and yeah, looking forward to representing the city here at the MKM.
And for you personally, obviously coming through the Leeds Academy, finding yourself then going part-time for a phase, to sit here now a treble winner, about to play in a World Club Challenge, flying off to Vegas next week to play a game over there, do you ever have moments where you just have to kind of sit in silence and go, how is this, what is going on?
Yeah, look, I'm just incredibly grateful, I think, to be able to have achieved what you just said. And yeah, I guess probably until I finish playing, I'm probably not going to sink in fully. But yeah, I'm incredibly grateful to be part of the team that I'm a part of and the club I'm a part of, and it's been a hell of a journey. But yeah, it makes it all that sweeter, I guess, success when you've had to taste disappointments and setbacks. But that's anybody in life. Everybody's been on their own journeys, and everyone's got their own setbacks, and how they respond from it is what matters most. So yeah, it's been great, but not quite done just yet.
We've got very used to watching you lift trophies in the last 12 months. What would it mean if you could do the fourth one on Thursday night?
Yeah, unbelievable. Every single time, obviously 3 times last year, been handed a trophy, and it's one of the best feelings in the world. So I'm hoping that I get handed another one on Thursday night. But I understand that. It's easy to sit here and say how good that'll feel, but it's about how we're going to get there and what the process is, and that's what I'm focused about. And ready to jump straight into it and go head to head with them.
Well, good to catch up with you, mate.
Cheers.
Best of luck on Thursday. The time for talking is done. The Betfred World Club Challenge rolls into Hull on Thursday night. It's the Brisbane Broncos against Hull KR. We'll see you there.